Hello and welcome back to Life Be Lyfe'n. So today we're going to talk about were you raised on love or struggle? So y'all, let's go ahead and get into this, ladies.
Born in the 80s, crack baby. Damn. Mama, she was in the street, so guess who raised me?
So how are you doing, Desi? How are you, Sexy Re?
What's up?
Hey everybody.
Hey, everybody.
So, okay, so everybody, we were all raised from different walks of life.
Yep.
Was it more love? Was it that Ike Turner, Tina Turner situation where it's a little bit of struggle? Who wants to go first? What love got to do with it?
Okay, so were we raised on struggle versus love? So, I am an only child. I am my mom's only child. I was raised with who I consider my daddy as well. So, just to be technically correct, he is my stepfather, but he has been in my life since I was about 9 months old. And so I have always known him to be my daddy. And so I'm their only child. I was definitely raised on love. It was just me. So I was able to, pretty much get what I want, but not get what I want. So there is a struggle piece in that. And some people may have to differentiate what the difference of it is because we were poor. I grew up on kerosene heaters. I grew up in a 2-bedroom house. The bathroom didn't even have a shower. We just only had a bathtub. I lived in the same house from the time I was in kindergarten to midway through my 12th grade year. We lived in the same house. And box fans, window air conditioners during the summer, kerosene heaters during the winter. So we were poor. So I consider that a struggle. It was nothing for our phone to be cut off. We millennials, so back then we had house phones with no such thing as a cell phone. So, I would go to school the next day, 7th, 8th grade. Somebody might say, I called you last night. Your phone was cut off. In my head, I'm thinking, bitch, oh well. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Right. My mom... I'm a college graduate, but my parents are not college graduates. And so, my mom worked mainly in fast food when I was growing up. My dad worked in a factory growing up. I'm their only child. And so some people may feel like, oh, well, you had everything you want. People still to this day, I have friends still to this day that say, oh, you're spoiled. Oh, you're spoiled. I do feel like I had a decent life, but financially, in my younger years, we struggled, definitely. But was I raised on love? Most definitely. My mom is the type that it's always, I love you, baby girl. I love you, baby girl. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I tell my parents I got a raise at work and I'm making this amount of money now. My daddy gonna be like, dang. Let me borrow $3 or $4. But at the same time, I make more than my parents combined at this point in my life. But they always show me how much they love me, how much they appreciate me. I'm never afraid to talk to them about anything, no matter what. I done did some crazy stuff in my life, and I'm going to be like, my mama got my back, though. My mama got my back. I remember in 11th grade, 12th grade chemistry class, I was like, and my mama gonna come up here and tell you about yourself. Just always has been very loving. I try to reciprocate that to my kids. So I have 3 children, and I try to reciprocate that back to them. I'm always telling them how much I love them, how much I appreciate them, how good they're doing, just random stuff. Just come give me a hug so I can tell you I love you. So I am one of those children that heard and still hears to this day, doggone near 40 years old, my mom is not going to hang up that phone without saying, I love you. She's not going to end a text message without saying, I love you. My dad is the same way. He may not say it as much as my mom, but he's very much the same way. So I was very much raised on love. I never have to walk out anywhere and feel like, oh, nobody loves me. Oh, I know 2 people for sure love me. Sometimes I question if my kids love me, but I know 2 people for sure absolutely love me, no matter how good or how bad, how wrong I am. They're never gonna stop loving me. And I was definitely raised in a house with love, with just me.
That's beautiful.
My grandparents, my family, same way. You know, we gather, we do things together. We have card night, we have game night, we gamble as a family.
And her family be lit. Have a ball over there.
We gonna be lit, you know, the different generations. But yeah, most definitely raised on love. And I just reciprocated.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Sexy Re. For me, I'm going to say,
Come on, Gina.
Gina.
anybody know me, and they know my family. We were raised on struggle. Love is shown in a different way. So, originally, my family's from Louisiana. Technically, I can say I'm mixed. Half African American, half Nigerian. So, with that being said, of course, I was raised with my mother, who's African American. I guess you can say we have a Cajun or Creole background. So, my mom, we grew up in a place called Dark Alley. Like I said, if you're from Louisiana, you probably know what that is, but let's see, because it's just a lot. There's a lot to unpack. My grandmother lived there. Our cousins lived there. It's like in the country. You're like, so you know, back then it was like everybody living like in trailers, and it's your cousins. It's like all of your family and everything. And then my grandmother and grandfather, they wanted a better life, so they relocated further north. So eventually, my mom, she went back to university. So she then ended up relocating with my grandparents. And at the time, she had me and my 2 sisters. I am a middle child, and sometimes I do suffer from middle child syndrome.
Most definitely.
Oh, I do. My mom, my grandmother, my grandfather, they were not the type to say, I love you. They show their love by paying the bills, putting food on the table, working a job. That's, hey, we love you. If we didn't love you, you wouldn't have these things. That's how they show their love. But the verbal, because I know Sexy Re was saying they actually said the verbal I love you.
Yeah.
Or them showing us love is showing us how to fight. I'm being serious.
If you book.
That part right there. If a
Right.
nigga cross you, be quick to cut him. Like, that's them. They're gonna show you how to protect yourself. They're gonna show you how to make it in this world. Just them showing you that alone, that's their love. That's the way they're showing you we love you, because we want you to get out here and we want you to make it. As far as saying I'm proud of you, things like that, those things were never verbalized, but I feel like my family, they didn't want to make anybody soft. And they were very big on, because my mom was a single parent, or had become a single parent. She was married, but she had become a single parent. And like I said, she's raising 3 girls. So she was very big on making sure that we did not depend on a man. It was go out, get your own everything, because you never know if this person may change their mind on being with you, on loving you. And for that reason, you need your own everything. Yeah. You need your own money, your own bank account, your own house, your own car.
Yep.
Just in case if this person decides to leave, you still got something to stand on. So
INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means?
And that's what my mama said. So she was very big on that. And I feel like that made us all very strong. But
You are very strong, Gina.
Thank you. But in some
Who
aspects,
is she of the group?
What?
What's her job?
Oh, she gonna get shit done.
Get shit done.
Always.
Miss Get Shit Done.
Yeah.
Always.
I wish
the
I had
trio?
I wish I had my life together like that.
She's Miss Get Shit
She
Done.
got like 80,000 accounts and she be together, baby.
Done gave us all the tasks and the chores for this podcast.
Man.
Like, hey, you gonna do this, and you said you was gonna do this. So hey, how about you do this?
Right.
God, okay.
Yes,
we
ma'am.
scared.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
We
ma'am.
gonna, we gonna do it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's how I was raised. And I think that's also with my mom having a military background.
Oh,
My mom we cleaned every day. We had literally anybody that came to my house spent the night, they'd be like, damn, I forgot we got to clean up tomorrow. I'm like, y'all nigga, everybody got to clean.
God damn, we gotta do the baseboards.
Okay.
Shit.
And do.
Gotta wipe the walls
And do.
and the window sills.
Anytime people came in our house, they was like, how y'all got a chore list that's front and back?
God damn.
My mama was standing on business back in 1992, y'all.
She invented
this
it.
ain't even new.
She's the inventor.
Okay.
Standing on business.
Yep.
Okay? And for that reason, even though I did not have a dad in the home, yes, I knew my dad. Me and my dad's relationship was a bit strained because he was doing his own thing. And in my adult life, I've learned not to fault him for those things because as I reached those like ages and those milestones,
Man, we all trying to figure
exactly,
it out.
I started putting myself
Life be Lyfe'n.
Facts.
I started putting myself in their shoes, and then I had to start thinking, geez, when I think about it, by the time my mom was 28, she already had 3 kids and was thugging it out.
Mm-hmm.
I had no kids, and y'all, and I was scared. I was still trying to get my life together.
Right.
I think I had literally just finished my master's program, and I'm like, what the hell am I about to do with my life? I was engaged to be married, but it was just like, other than that, I didn't have a plan. Meanwhile, this woman was thugging it out with 3 kids, talking about mama, or whatever. And now at the end of the day, I don't even fault her for things that she did because at the end of the day, there's no manual to parenting. So she literally was
Facts.
just trying to do the
Doing
best
the
she
best
could
she
do.
can.
And even if she did not say that she loved us, at the end of the day, we knew she did because
To do everything that she did
Thank you.
then that you're doing
Thank you.
now, unless without that,
right.
it's like, oh,
Right, because now that I
that
look back-
was love.
Oh yeah, 'cause in hindsight, now when I look and I see like different people set up and they saying, oh, you know, my mom just left me, or I was homeless, or I
Yeah.
was this. My mom said, yeah, we probably lived in the ghetto, which we did. We moved from the country, and when we relocated to live with our grandmother, we was living in the ghetto of where we were, or whatever. Ree lived right around the corner. Sexy Re lived right around the corner from us, or whatever, and we lived right across from the corner store. Like, that was our life. But eventually my mom was like, hey, I'm gonna graduate and I'm gonna get us out of here. It took some time. It took about a decade,
She did it though.
but she did it.
She did it though.
And from that point on, it was, hey, if I can do it, y'all can do it. So there's no excuses. And I live my life by no excuses. So I'm a very accountable person. So when people don't take accountability for stuff, that just tears me to pieces. Because I'm like, yeah, I need for you to hold yourself accountable. I don't want to hear any excuses on why you can't, because there's other people who's
So
doing
are
it.
we saying that struggle love or nonverbal love displayed in a different way could possibly develop who the type of person?
Oh,
Of
most
course.
definitely.
Of course.
Most definitely.
Because now, you know, my mama is 65,
It's
y'all.
like the blueprint.
And she's older.
Okay.
And now that she's older, you know, because anybody know my mama, they know she was a PIMP. Now, that's one thing. She was standing on that pimping now.
standing
She was
on business.
okay.
It was business.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
business.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Her measurements was, 30, 34, 20, 28, 53.
What's the saying? A dry purse don't match with no wet pussy. Is
Wow.
that it?
Wow.
Is that it?
Wow.
And if they was gonna
And
get
wow.
some wet pussy,
Standing on
her
business.
purse was
Oh, yeah.
not gonna be dry.
Yeah. Never,
Those
never.
two don't go together.
She took care of them 3 kids at 28, didn't she?
Indeed.
And look at y'all now.
We all different.
But everybody's good.
Exactly. I was about to say we're all doing well. And for that reason, now she's 65, you know, she done gave her life back to Christ. You know, she in her Bible every day. So when you call her, she be like, yeah, and the word said, girl, you weren't preaching the word to us when you was growing up now. Don't talk to me about the word now. She be like, see, don't hold me. I'm like, girl, I'm gonna hold you. Because I'm just petty.
Say, don't judge me.
I'm petty, so I'm gonna hold you. But now when she get out of the phone, she be like, well, I love you. You know, and I think it just took some time because now she's comfortable where she is. And at this
Because
point,
her girls are taken care of. She knows they're okay. So
Exactly.
she can, it's her relaxed time now.
Exactly.
She can sit back. So she just waited a little later in life because her goal was to let me do the best I can with them and make sure they good. Now I'm going to show my love in a different way.
Exactly. And now she's very verbal. She's very affectionate because we didn't grow up on no hugs either. No kisses, nothing like that.
Oh, I did.
So, yeah. So it was,
I did.
but now.
Definitely.
When we leave, she's like, well, go ahead and give me a hug. And I don't know if it's because she's getting older. She feels like, this may be my last day.
Let me ask you this. When she says go ahead and give me a hug, do you feel comfortable or do you even know how to do it? Or how does it make you feel when she says go ahead and give me a hug now?
So the crazy thing is with her, it feels kind of awkward because I'm like, girl, what you talking about a hug? I'm like, girl, let's do a high five. Let's do a little, because
Because you're not used to it.
Yeah, or I'd be like, okay, bye, nigga. Like, and I know people are thinking, you and your mama, me and my mama, y'all gotta know us. Y'all got to know our family.
But has that affected you with relationships? Are you affectionate?
Oh, and then that's the crazy thing because it's the complete opposite in a relationship, and I think it's one of them abuser situations, like when the person has like been abused, so then they do something completely opposite or whatever. So for me, it's like, oh, because I didn't get that affection when I'm in a relationship, I'm just extremely affectionate. I'm like, oh, I can do this, and or whatever. But I'm not a clingy person. I'm still like, yeah, do your thing. But yeah, I'm still a very affectionate person. But one thing I do know is that is a problem in a relationship is oftentimes men will tell me, oh, you don't say I love you enough. And I'm like, but I'm showing you, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm doing this, I'm doing. And they be like, yeah, but I want to hear you say it. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try to remember that or whatever.
Let me write it down.
This nigga said, let me set an
That's
alarm.
what I said. Let me
Set an alarm
I got
on my
Post-it
phone.
Notes. I got Post-it notes all around the house to
Right.
remind me.
But then when it comes to my nephews or anything, I'm so quick to be like, okay, I love you, because I know that we didn't get that, so I want to make sure that my nephews don't feel that.
You loved him when he lost some of yours, though.
Don't be like that.
I
It was
know. I'm
$4,000.
sorry. Are we going? Okay, go ahead.
I know.
I know you love him.
But I do.
She
I
do.
Yeah.
Oh, she do.
Yeah.
All of them.
Oh yeah. Anytime they call, they be like, TT, auntie, what you need? They already know.
Yes, you the rich auntie. I call you too.
I mean, stop.
Auntie Gina.
My mama said.
Can you hit that Zelle or that Cash App for me?
The Cash App.
Man.
All the time. But yeah, for that reason, I'm gonna simply say that us being raised on struggle, it didn't start off well, but it ended as a beautiful story. And now,
That's amazing.
Yeah, and now we're developing that love and affection for one another. Whereas with my grandmother, by the time she was in her 60s, I used to like force her to give me kisses and hugs. She'd be like, Gina, get your ass off of me. I'm like, I know you love me. She's like, go on. But she really just did it because she didn't really
know how to say it and show it to you.
But that generation really didn't, though. If you think
And they
about it.
didn't. But you know what? She taught us how to fight. I think I told y'all that when that little boy pushed me in that ditch in 5th grade.
You better cut him.
Oh, I went straight to the house and got the butter knife. And my grandma was like, what you doing with that? I said, girl, she corrected it. I said, oh, that little boy pushed me in the ditch. She said, no, baby, come here. She's like, when you do something, you get this knife. My grandma showed me to pull out the butcher knife.
That's right.
She said, when you use this knife, I said, okay, grandma. Okay.
Not
so
the butter.
that's how they was teaching us back then. So that's why I said we show love in different ways.
Thanks.
But yeah, that's just what it was. But what about you, Desi?
For me, I believe I was raised on both. My parents got together when they were really young. I believe in their teens, like 14 and 15 or 13 and 15. Things happened, but they came back together again years later and had me. I have older siblings, so I really grew up by myself. Like my brother is 51.
Jesus.
My sister is 56, something like that. But I didn't grow up with my sisters, and my brother was barely there. He was gone when I was little. We're 13 years apart. So I feel like my parents are two broken people who got back together in search for love, and they had me. My parents really didn't grow up I didn't grow up with them saying I love you. They would say it kind of. But again, they were broken, and I think they were just trying to do the best that they could do with their traumas, the traumas that they, had as kids. My father was married before my mom. Just with all of those things. My dad was physically in the home. I had a lot of friends whose parents, I came from a 2-parent household. A lot of my friends didn't come from 2-parent households. And they said, oh, you're so lucky, blah, 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 blah. But my dad was physically there, but he worked. He was a provider. He wasn't always emotionally there. He wasn't always mentally there. So usually it was just my mom and I, on weekends and doing things together. He worked 6 days a week, and he had a schedule, and he was on it. He would get up like 3 a.m, and he would stick to his schedule. He'll come home, eat him a bowl of cereal, go downstairs in his man cave, and do it all over again until it's time for him to go to bed. To do it. That's what he did my whole life. My mom was an educator. So she worked. She wasn't always cooking all the time and all of that stuff. She worked.
Your mama worked at a school.
She did, girl.
You was in your mama class before?
I was, girl. And we did not like each other, girl, at all.
What grade was you in your mama class?
2nd grade. And I got whooped and everything in the clothes closet and everything. I had to call her by her real name. I couldn't call her mama. She was trifling. It's them traumas, boy, I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, but I knew that they loved me by actions. And so I believe that's why I raised my child the way I do. I tell her I love her about 1,000 times a day. And the way I parent my child is I try to be who I needed when I was younger to her.
Okay.
So far it's working out. She's not as wild as I am, so I'm grateful for that. But yeah, I try to be exactly who, I needed. I needed that hug, or I needed that talk. Sometimes I didn't always need a whooping. I needed you to talk to me. Y'all just beating people. My father came from the military too, so he ain't played. He was just Marines. You're not in Vietnam no more. Damn, he just tearing my ass up. So,
Chicago made me, Southside raised me.
Facts. And I mean, I came from middle class. Both my parents worked. I saw my parents do 50-50. So I try not to get in those conversations about the 50-50 thing. I saw my parents.
You know what? Me too.
I saw my parents do it both.
So I try to.
So I saw my parents do it both. I do believe they love me. I think they showed me in their actions, but I believe it was both for me, struggle and a little bit of love, So I just try to do better. That's the thing we have to do. We try to do better when we have our children, try to show them something different. I do tell her that I love her, so when she does have her own children, she'll tell her children that she loves them and she's affectionate with them, and hopefully they keep that going. So that's for me. But I think I turned out pretty good. I think I'm a pretty dope person.
Hey, I do too.
Yeah, that's it on that one though.
And that's the end of
Life be Lyfe'n.